Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the 0-year Batman from Mattel's DC Multiverse line, which it's the same line as some of the movie figures and some of the TV series figures, so it's just kind of like that weird amalgamation of different figures. This is a comic-based figure, so I thought I would review it and hope that it was a pretty good figure. You guys know I like me some Batman, and I have all of the DCUC figures, so since this one kind of goes in line with those, I figured I should probably pick it up and see if it's worth owning. I don't know if it is, but let's get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands roughly 7 inches tall. So if you're familiar, well, I guess I'll give you your metric. I forgot to do the metric. I'm sorry. 18 centimeters. So if you're familiar with the DC Universe Classics figures, you know they're kind of taller than a true 1/12 scale or 6-inch figure. This guy's even taller than that. Not by a whole bunch, but by enough that he's gonna look odd up against your DCUC figures. And the other reason he's gonna look odd is because he looks pretty odd. And I'm not saying that because he has purple gloves. They're supposed to be there, so that's fine. I'm saying that because his proportions are janky. If you look at how big his legs are in relation to how big his shoulders and arms are, it looks a little bit odd. Now, I know your legs are supposed to be bigger than your arms, but look how narrow his shoulders are and his chest is compared to his hips. He's very strangely built. And I'm not sure, it might be because of these black panels, it throws off the look a little bit. But either way, that's how he looks, so that's an issue. It's not terrible, but it's something to note. And that's fine. I mean, that's the style they went with, but for me, it just looks a little weird. He doesn't look quite right. There's something off about it. Now, if you really like this design, then it's not enough to worry about, but it is something that stands out to me. And as soon as I saw him, like, there's something off, something a little weird. But I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal. There's no shading throughout the body. We do have some paint work. We have the little lace holes in his boots painted silver, so that's cool. We have the belt painted up a little bit. The yellow's painted for a couple of the pouches, and on the front, we have a little bit of other coloring on there. It looks like it's not really that silver in person. It looks more like glossy gray with a hint of silver, but it's there. The bat symbol's painted well enough. The black paneling's painted well enough, so that's good. The face is actually, even though I don't care for the general sculpt of it, it looks a little odd. The skin tone's pretty nice, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be shading for, like, stubble on his chin. If it's not, then it's just really weird shading and looks horrible, but if it's supposed to be stubble, then it's okay. There's a little bit of shading there for stubble. So, again, it's not bad. As far as articulation goes, the head, not gonna do much. It's just gonna swivel. You can't really lean it too much in any real direction. You get a little bit of play just from it being connected on a ball peg, but it's really just going to swivel. For the arms, we have our standard ball hinge. They don't go all the way up because the socket's not big enough for the actual shoulder itself, but it's not terrible. You can get decent range out of it. You have your bicep swivel, and you have a single jointed elbow, which gives you very, very little range. It's only about 45 degrees, so that's a bummer. It's not good. You also get the elbow nubbin. He's got a nubbin on his elbow, which isn't bad, but it's definitely weird looking when you pose him. Ab crunch. Let's see how the ab crunch works. He leans forward. It's not too bad. Let's zoom out a little bit. And he can lean back. Again, not too bad. It's not the best, but it's fine. We do have a waist twist, so that's okay. We have hips that are slightly different than our DCUC hips. They're pretty bad. They have a peg that goes in, so they're a T-joint. That's okay. The pouches get in the way, so they don't go very far forward. You only get about that much. So that's not great. And then we have the splits, which let him do that. But the crotch is way too big. It's like he's wearing a diaper. Companies out there making figures, when you bring the legs out to the side, you should not have a huge thing hanging down there. Now, I know that sounds funny, but it's true. When someone does the splits, other than their genitalia, there's nothing down there. It's like one even plane, okay? Your legs are connected at the bottom of your torso. There's no extra dangly bits down there other than the dangly bits, and you're not sculpting those. So this extra chunk, it doesn't look right. So that's a problem. And it's just, whatever. It looks weird. Our thigh swivel is down here instead of being up at the top. So that's kind of in line with the DCUC figure. So if you collect those, then you'll be used to that. No big deal. The knee joint is designed similarly to the elbow. We have the nubbin, but it works okay for the knee. No big deal. And we get 90 degrees, so that's good. As far as the ankle goes, we have some range. It's not a lot, but it's there. So I guess that's okay. No ankle rocker. So all in all, it's an average figure. The cape is not painted. It's sculpted okay, so that's fine, but no paintwork, and it's soft enough, but not soft really. So I don't know. It's very much like your DCUC figures. Oh, I didn't tell you about the hands. The hands have a swivel and a hinge. There we go. And I didn't tell you about the accessory. What am I doing? I'm terrible at this. He's got a gun that's really flat. It looks like a sheet of metal with a washer glued onto it. But he's got this, and can he hold it? I'm thinking it's going to be weird to hold it. If he can hold it. I don't think he can. I think he can't hold it. You can pry the hand open and it'll kind of hold, but that's not good. It's so weird. You know what I think I just realized is why it looks weird is the head seems like it's sitting kind of high. Or maybe the shoulders are sitting kind of low because of how thick the cowl is. Something about that region looks weird. I don't know. There you go, guys. You can see for yourself. It's an odd figure. It's not great. It's not terrible. I can't get this back in. If you want it, grab it. I don't know. Don't buy it. Buy it. It depends if you like the design. If you don't, then don't, because it's not a good figure otherwise. I don't know, guys. I'm confounded. Some of these figures, like this one's better than most DCUC figures, technically speaking, but in hand, it doesn't impress, so I don't know. I'm gonna go. You guys can decide for yourself. You've got the information. Now, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. In the meantime, keep collecting.